Alright, so that little section was me wanting to show you guys that I got the LED fogs done. It's currently, oh, my phone's messed up, but I want to give it a second. Give it a second. One more second. It's currently 1:17 in the morning. That's what happens when you can't sleep. And you got a car that needs to be worked on. But as you can see, the LED bulbs are installed, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say this now. These things do not disappoint. That is the light output. Let me back it up a little bit. That's the light output that these things are putting out. Pretty freaking wild. And obviously the low beams are working again, but they're gonna be LED also. But my are both hot beams working now? It might look like they are. Oh, no, they're not. Just one of the hot beams working. But it don't matter because I'll be converted to LED also. So this thing will be super bright and everything. And that's the fog lights. Nothing, fogs, nothing, and it's pitch dark outside. Alright everyone, now that I showed you my LED fogs, thanks for tuning back in. Today, agenda is obviously not anything up here, but we will be working on getting the fuel tank out, getting the rear end dropped so I can get the stock exhaust out, so I can get the new exhaust back in. So I'm going to show you guys, watch me do it, because one, the fuel pump is not working, so I'm going to go ahead and replace that so I won't have to worry about it again. Alright, to start things off, I'm going to take off the rear wheels, obviously. Take all the suspension off the back, so drop the rear axle. Take off the control arms, not take them off, but unbolt them so I can get that all out, because the gas tank on these cars is above the axle and I'm not cutting a trap door in the WS6. But yeah, I'm doing this just for precautions, and I'm gonna put a wallbore 450 in it once that gets here, and then throw that back up in there just in case I want to do something else to this car in the future. The fuel pump will already be done. All I do is injectors. But without further ado, let me get to this. And there's a bunch of shit from where this car was still sitting, because this car was sitting for 11 years. To start things off, these bolts for the panhard bar gotta come out. This lower control arm, anyway, this lower control arm bolt and iron shock bolt, and then this lower control arm bolt all have to come out. I don't think I'm gonna have to disconnect any brake lines. I hope not, because I'm not trying to take this all the way out, just enough to get this exhaust out for one, and that's gonna be an issue. That's probably gonna be cut off. If not, I can probably take them two bolts out. But the same thing, and that's nice and gross looking, but that will be cut out here soon. Because oh yeah, to fit a 19 by 12 under here. So without further ado, I'm gonna get to it. Off, there's three 15 millimeters for like the top piece on the other side, and also there's a 7 millimeter like stupid bracket. It's like bolted like right around that area, and once you get that out, you should be solid. But we're going to see how this right here plays. I'm hoping it will spin off, but it's looking like it's gonna want some 4-inch grinder attention, because these gonna be replaced anyway. But yeah, and after that, all it is shock and low control arm out, and then you you're good to drop the rear end down. All right, so update. The rear end is dropped. Fuel tank is right there on his heat shield. Stock exhaust is gone. Those sway bar bushings actually unscrewed. But now I'm gonna have to get this heat shield off, which is the same little 7mm bolts on it. And it's looking like this harness goes to the fuel tank right here. Full focus, that harness right there. And this looks like, let's see. You got a 15mm bolt right there and a 15mm bolt right there for the straps. And it looks like that just slides in there. I probably won't put this back in here. Just saying, and I'm kind of afraid of what else is gonna come out from on top of this because I don't know what's been living under here. So yeah, and then there's the tail shaft of the transmission. All right, so the fuel tank is out of the WS6 now. Something that majorly hung me up, I didn't realize it was happening. There's a 10mm screw that holds the filler neck on and screws to that right there. And that kind of was a bitch to do, but you got fuel lines to disconnect up there. Then you also have fuel lines to disconnect right here, right there. So once you drop it down, you can do that, and I took that off to be able to get the other ones. But I'll tell you one thing, this tank is a whole lot different than the LT tanks. Like, I have no idea. Oh, that's your canister. That's right. That's your canister. And yeah, so now I'm gonna take this to a buddy of mine and have him install the fuel tank, fuel pump, slam that, and do everything needed to get that wall burr in there. And then I'll take it up. And this thing, it had about like a half a tank in it. It was great to, you know, bench press down by myself when I'm pretty skinny and I weigh 160 pounds. Other than that, stock exhaust is off. So once that goes in, get the boiler up in there, get the rear end back, get the torque arm on, drop shaft in, whole 9 yards. And yeah, we're making some progress. The only thing about me doing this right now is I work quite a bit during the day, so I like have no time to do this besides like certain weekends off. So like I could technically like knock this out in like a day and get it started, but it's kind of like not possible at the moment. But I got like a lot of grit in my mouth and it tastes disgusting because all the dust and crap that came off from underneath the car while I was doing the fuel tank. But I appreciate you guys subscribing. I never thought that me working on an abandoned car would get this much attention. Not really attention, but you know, just didn't think people would actually be interested. I just started filming. I've been doing these cars, F-bodies, pretty much since I started driving. But like I said, I really appreciate it. I hope you guys like the G8 content I have coming up. After I get this out the garage, I'm driving this. But other than that, if you're not subscribed already and you want to see like more, I will be starting this soon and be daily driving in this WS6. So like, just like, subscribe, comment if you want to comment. If you want to see something specific about the car, just comment and I'll remember to show it in the next video I post. But other than that, thank you guys so much for coming back to this video, and fingers crossed that this trans works because I have no idea about the trans. Other than that, but I mean the fluid was pink, obviously. It just smelled old, but enough rambling around. The black car, the black abandoned WS6 is getting closer to its completion. Thank you guys and have a good day.